Live from Studio 5 in New York City, this is the News at 6.
And it's Wednesday night. Hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Anastos. Thank you very much for joining us again tonight. We have an interesting story for you this evening that impacts a lot of people. Okay, most of us have similar routines every day. We wake up, we get ready, and we go to work. Well, unfortunately, too many people dread what they'll face when they get to their job. And we're talking about horrible bosses, and there are all kinds. Some are incompetent, others can be mean or difficult. Bottom line, a bad boss can make life miserable and upset your health and your happiness. But we want to help you tonight. So let's begin with Liz Dahlem.
Have you ever had a really, really bad boss? Before we get to her answer, we can look back at a movie made up of A-list stars who conspire to murder their horrible bosses.
We gotta hire a professional.
Does anyone here kill people for money?
I'm gonna be your murder consultant.
Word.
While the idea is far-fetched, many people can relate to working for someone they're not so fond of.
They weren't understanding, like they didn't listen to the employee.
They have to be a leader. I mean, you can't sit back and let everybody else run the show.
Okay, we know the boss is important, right? But we also want to talk a little bit about branding yourself.
Right, so you always want to think about that personal brand of your own. Only you can make that good or bad. So even if you have a boss who's a little bit more lax with the way they do things, make sure you're still pushing yourself. Don't take the longer lunch. Do things the right way. Pretend it's your first day on the job every day. And that's the only way you're going to push yourself.
Good attitude, good spirit. It goes a long way.
Yeah, but a tough boss is hard. So
yeah, that's true. Well, we're going to talk about how to deal with it now.
Good.
Okay, Liz Dahlem, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk to the man who knows a lot of answers for us. Dr. Woody is back. Dr. Mike Woodward, a psychologist, and it's always good to see you and talking about things that that can help people out. And you know, it's not like people are just complaining, because I know that there's good hard evidence that points out that there are bad bosses out there, and a recent Gallup poll does just that.
Yeah, the Gallup study found that only 18% of those who manage people are effective at managing people, which means that 82% of the time, we are failing when we hire or promote a boss. We're making a mistake, so that's why we have this epidemic of bad bosses out there.
So, it's difficult. I mean, there are a lot of bosses who can make your life miserable, and we talked about how it's very easy to get caught up in that, but we want to help people out. We want to make sure that they find ways to deal with it, okay? So you've got some things that you want to share with us. Share it, Doctor.
Well, I want to start by helping us understand one thing. The model in America is basically to go find the best performer, that star player, and make them the boss, and don't give them any support or training to do it.
That is a bit of a pattern. You're right.
It's a huge pattern, and what we're finding is when we do that, they get frustrated, they're upset. So I don't think people set out to want to be a tyrant, or to want to be mean necessarily. But what happens is they don't have the support to do it, because just because you're a star player doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach. Okay. So we have to step back and, as an employee, understand that.
So understand the boss, find out where they're coming from, and sort of work around that a little bit. What about good communication, too?
Ernie, it all starts with conversations. If that is the one single thing I get called about, it's having a conversation. Usually we're not having a healthy, meaningful conversation to talk about the elephant in the room. And remember, as that employee, that person might, or your boss may not be trying to be mean or difficult, but what you got to do is sit down and let them know. But when you approach it, you let them know, look, I want to be the best I can be. I want to be the best for you. But here's some things that I need from you to meet me halfway to help you.
So just be open and honest about the situation. Try to find a way that you can make this thing work, because you invest a little time in this, and you can save yourself years of frustration.
Yeah, I mean, again, it comes down to when you're not having those conversations. But also seek out guidance from friends, other people who've been able to deal with this boss, because there may be other strategies other friends or colleagues have figured out. But at the end of the day, if it really is a toxic situation, I mean, if this person really is tyrannical or mean, you may have to think about trying to get transferred somewhere else or looking for other options, because at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to be in a toxic situation that's going to affect their health.
No, that's true. And this celebration, if you call it that, on Friday, what is it, National Employee Appreciation Day?
Yes, it is.
That's a good opportunity for people to say nice things.
It is, and we should be doing every day, we should be recognizing what people do right. Go catch someone doing something well, because a recent study from O.C. Tanner found that most people, what they really want, the number one thing is to be recognized. Being paid fair was number 5 on the list.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
number
about
1 is recognition.
Is being recognized.
See? Nice little pat on the back is very important. It goes a long way, and having a good attitude on the part of the boss, and maybe there are people out there listening to us who are bosses.
Hopefully.
Right? and employees who are saying, let's work together, because productivity is what it's all about, making sure you do your job well and being happy and successful.
As a boss, you want to motivate and inspire positive action, and you want to foster open dialogue. Those are the paths to success.
Dr. Woody, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Enjoy your weekend coming up soon, right? Just relax. I'm always thinking ahead. Thanks again. All right.